Welcome back. We're going to be continuing our pet portrait today. I was asked to show my reference photo, so here that is. I want to first apologize for how shaken up I get at the end of this video. I still can't say it without crying. We're going to be layering on some of the deepest undertones. We're not looking for perfection just yet. We just want to start molding shape with shadow and highlight, using our brush strokes to map out some of the direction of growth for the fur. This layering of color is what gives a portrait depth. We will keep working back and forth from light to dark until we feel comfortable that the undertones match that of the photo. When I moved out of my parents' house, I left Wishbone behind. It's not that I didn't want to take her, but I knew she would be happier on the farm. I moved in with my brother into a loft apartment. There would be no yard. Most of the floor was hardwood. Wishbone didn't really like shiny floors. She was always nervous that she would lose her footing. I thought about her every day, though. I always had this fear that she would be mad at me for leaving her behind. That fear was alleviated every time I'd visit her. That tail would get to wagging so hard, smacking anything in its path. The 2 years I spent in Tennessee must have been hard for Wishbone. By the end of that time, she was becoming hard to handle. Her intelligence was amazing, though. She started tearing things up when left alone. My mom thought it was that she was just working too much and wasn't around enough. So she let my sister take her for a while. But even still, leave her alone for a second, and she would surely find something to destroy. Cage her up, and she surely wouldn't be in it when you got home. There was even one day the neighbor watched as she opened up a window and climbed out. It was me, or the lack thereof. The day I had returned, broken and beaten by the world, was the same day the craziness that had become controlling Wishbone stopped. We laid together most of the time. At this point, she was too old to play, sometimes finding it hard to even stand up. Yet every now and again, she would drop down into position to wrestle the way we did when she was a puppy. I would do the same, and she would smile at me as she conceded, knowing she had become outmatched. And then she would curl up beside me to take another old lady nap. We did everything we could to make her life as comfortable as possible. Aging isn't always the friendliest of processes, though. She was stricken with severe arthritis, and just about every joint she had. She started developing growths on her body that would bleed and itch. We pumped her full of doggy meds, paid for the surgeries, yet you can't stop old. It was late when I got the call from my mom. She told me that they would be calling the vet in the morning to set up an appointment over some concerns they were having. Wanted to know if I could be there. The next morning I got a frantic call. "We have an appointment this morning. Are you going to be able to make it?" I almost said no, but I couldn't. Something inside of me telling me, just go. I jumped out of bed and I got in my car and was gone. I didn't know how serious the problems had become. She couldn't eat because her teeth were giving out. Her stool was inconsistent and unhealthy. The vet said it was possibly colon cancer. There would be nothing that we could be able to do. "It's time," he said. She had lost 7 pounds. Quality of life, if not already, would be a living hell soon. I sat there as he talked to us, not knowing how to feel, petting Wishbone, knowing it would be the last time. They plopped her up on the table. It was at this point she's seen it in my eye. I couldn't hide it from her. She never put up such a fight. I laid my hand on her paw to try to comfort the fear that I could see as the vet inserted the needle. I couldn't stop the flood of tears that were coming from my eye. I turned my head, not being able to handle what was in front of me. I felt my heart crumble as I turned back to see that she was gone. The body had become limp and lifeless in front of me. I was angry, sad, confused, blank. I was everything, all at once. I couldn't move. I didn't feel right. Walking out of that room, I sat in my car and I just cried. I had lost my best friend today, but I will never forget her.